I'm Chris Chase, Project Director for the Western Flyer Foundation and the head shipwright for the restoration of the Western Flyer here in Port Townsend, Washington. You can see a lot of changes have gone on since we started working on the boat in the midsummer of this last year, 2017. The main deck was removed from right back here all the way to almost to the back of the house, you can see there. Though on first look we had walked across the deck, we'd all been on the deck was in pretty poor shape and needed to be thoroughly replaced. That deck was removed in large pieces. It has been saved for potential use at some level. The shipwrights needed to get down inside. We kind of had a good idea what needed to be replaced, but now they could actually get a plan to replace it. So step one was, we call them longitudinal timbers, but the fore and aft, the forward to the aft into the boat timbers. They run right along the deck edge here. The first timber is the beam shelf and clamp. The clamp is a vertical timber that helps have an L-shaped joint at the edge of the deck of the boat. One is sawn to the shear of the boat, that sweeping banana curve, and the other is sawn to the plan view of the boat. Pressed together, bolted together, they're there permanently to kind of make that structural corner of the boat. The next step for the shipwrights was to go deeper into the boat. The Western Flyer is built of 7 individual timbers running the entire 77 feet, 3 inches thick, 7 inches wide. And they create that belt or that band or that kind of that belly structure. We call it the turn of the bilge. We call them bilge stringers. Those timbers got laid in, again, systematically, really protecting that curve and that shape to ensure that we didn't lose any of that structural integrity or any of that original beauty of the boat. By mid-fall, the bilge stringers and that bilge clamp and shear line was established. A few new sawn frames were installed in the boat. The next project to tackle were these new deck beams here that I'm standing upon. We bought 6-inch by 10-inch deep timbers, 20 feet long, made of Douglas fir. Beautiful pieces of wood, just top quality lumber here, supplied by our local lumber sawmill here in Port Townsend. Those timbers have got a camber sawn to the top shape. Sometimes deck beams are sawn both parallelly top and bottom. These are flat corded across the bottom and then camber sawn to the top edge, rolling that water off the deck away. So started with first couple of 6x10s, sawn, cut to shape and put and bolted into place, and the temporaries that were there for the last few months were able to be removed. I'm standing directly underneath the after fish hold hatch on the Western Flyer. It's built in the exact original location that was originally here. This will be where the ROV will be lowered down and stored for maintenance, mechanical, and obviously passage up and down the coast. The mechanics will be able to work on the ROV on each side, but this is built in the exact same location as the original fish hold hatch. The Flyer had 2 main hatches on the aft deck, one here and one just a little bit further forward. And the shipwrights have replaced the beams above me. As you can see, we have a new king beam here and an after king beam. This is just a temporary tie rod. And they have the Carlin beams and what we call spur beams on the outside. Very much like heading off a window in a house or framing a wall in a house. Moving into the spring, the shipwrights will start to attack the main house. The main wheelhouse, we call it, is vertically bolted to the deck of the boat through long, 8-foot-long tie rods. Those bolts will be disconnected, cut if need be, and that house will be completely lifted off the boat and set literally down on the ground next to the boat. This will facilitate the shipwrights' full access to the rest of the boat, moving into the bow of the boat, moving into the rest of the deck area of the boat. The idea of thoroughly investigating and repairing and restoring as need every timber throughout the boat. Having the boat house off of the boat will allow us 4 to 5 shipwrights to actually go through and restore that. They can rebuild the furniture, they can do the paint work, they can repair and replace any rotted timbers, completely restore that structure off of the boat, while there's an additional team of people on the boat through the summer of 2018 doing structural repairs up here. Those repairs, the house repair and this additional structural repairs, should take us through most of 2018. Thanks for watching, and subscribe to our channel for future videos showcasing the restoration of the Western Flyer, and additional videos exploring the types of art, science, and education that will take place aboard her once she's launched.